Alright guys, welcome to Tribal Council. Teplo, you just finished your immunity challenge. In fact, let's rewind to yesterday. We just finished a Tribal Council where Whitney resets the game. Now we're fast forward to today. Challenge took place. A lot of things were revealed during this challenge. A whole lot was revealed during this challenge. Brady ends up victorious. He is immune. And bam, hit with another Tribal Council, not even, or just about 24 hours later. Georgina, how are you feeling, like, just legitimately right now, one word?
Petrified.
Jessica.
I was lagging a little bit, I just heard that.
I know you're good. What's just one word to
anxiety.
Anxiety.
Awesome.
Gannon.
I'm gonna hyphenate shit scared.
Hunter.
Sorry.
I literally, like, no exaggeration, I vomit in my chest right now.
Vomit. About to upchuck. Or not. Whitney, do you have a word to describe how you are feeling at this very moment? Nervous. Felix?
Dizzy.
Dizzy, and Brady is feeling interesting. Now, of course, before the votes are read, I'm just going to quickly ask a few questions. Welcome, Tanya. Welcome, Will. And welcome, Natalie.
Yes.
Hunter. I feel like when I watch your videos, you were kind of reserved, and from an outsider's perspective, looking in, you're one of the quieter players. Correct me if I'm wrong in saying that.
I could see how you think that.
Alright. How are you going to stand out from here on out? Do you think it's a negative or a positive that you can understand and agree with me that you're a quiet player? Do you think being a quiet player is worthy of a win, or do you have a game plan, or do you think there's, nothing wrong with being a quiet player?
I mean, it really just depends because this game changes so much, and a way to break out of it. Because if you look at the whole season, you see a blindside every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, no matter what type of player I am, in my opinion, as long as I'm not the blindside, then I'm doing myself justice.
So you think of just regardless, as long as you're not the one getting blindsided, hey, A-okay with me.
Absolutely.
Alright, I respect that. How are you feeling tonight, right now, at this very moment, Hunter?
Very sick.
Describe the feeling. Why are you feeling sick right now?
Because I don't know what's going to happen, and it's all of a sudden a tribal was hit upon you after immunity. Like, you had 10 minutes.
Did you guys think that was going to happen?
I had a feeling something was going to happen, but I didn't know 10 minutes.
The jury knew beforehand, earlier today.
Sneaky jury.
They said I was evil, and they liked it.
I called you Satan.
Jessica, you were out first, if I'm not mistaken, from the challenge?
Yeah.
You and were hit with 3 snowballs? I don't know if you were aware of that, but a reward went up earlier, Jessica. Gannon, Felix, and Brady hit you with a snowball, and each snowball was minus 10 HP. How's that make you feel?
I can kind of see that happening. It's not shocking.
Why not?
Mostly just because of, just putting it out there, Brady usually likes to get mad at people and be very, very vocal. Where you were calling Hunter a little bit more quiet of a player, I wouldn't necessarily say that Hunter's a quiet player. He's just not overly, wordy.
Overly
like some other
vocal?
people.
Mouthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just doesn't mouth off easily.
Okay. And so you weren't shocked to see somebody like Brady, who I'm guessing, you voted for it last time, so you had a reason to vote for him. He might have a reason to feel some type of way, but you're just saying.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, the funny thing is he's making it seem like it's personal, but like me and Brady have never done anything together, so it wasn't really personal. It was just more gameplay.
So it's just a strategic vote. Different sides. This is strategic. This is best for me to get.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm not bad about it.
All right. Do you hold up any malice towards Ganon and Felix for negative?
No, I mean, because you gotta, no, I don't, because I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I don't even hold any malice towards Brady, because I just know, like, that's what you gotta do.
Do you think 10 minutes was enough time to strategize and?
No, because it takes me like 15 minutes to get home.
So do you have?
And I stopped full over because I hoped that they'd be a little bit longer, but then I don't have a real
So
plan.
Brady says he's falling asleep at your replies, Jessica.
That's cool, that's fine. He usually does fall asleep for anything that's not his own voice.
Snap.
Brady, do you want to reply to that at all? Anything that's not your own voice, you fall asleep to. It's funny you're now expressing your voice for the first time this entire game.
Just to you.
That's to you. I'll make a voice. It's funny you're now expressing your voice for the first time this entire game. You haven't said a damn thing this entire game.
No, just not to you.
Just talks to me all the time.
Jessica, you sheep. Yeah, Daniel, cause you are her master.
No, can I say something?
Yeah, of course. This is, yeah.
Wait. I'm just gonna get off the speakerphone. Okay, can I talk?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Everyone thinks that I have all these sheep. I am the dying sheep on the back of a truck, and my side alliance have been the ones that every now and then get out of the truck, and when I'm nearly dead, fucking try and resuscitate me with powers, with votes. So I'm expendable. So don't sit there and tell me that I'm calling the shots, because I'm not calling the shots. I am on the bottom. Like, if anyone wants me gone, they can get me gone when they want me gone. So you're wrong.
Okay. Daniel, I didn't say you're calling the shots. I said that Jessica is your sheep. Fact.
Wouldn't it be more like
What?
I'm the shepherd and he's my favorite sheep?
But Daniel, I want to
There's
comment
no
on something you
ideal
said.
relationship.
I want to comment on something you said, Daniel. Daniel, you said that if anybody wants you gone, they could get you gone.
Yeah.
You have been a target final 11? Final
Yeah.
10? And if you're target today and you survive, they can't really get you out anytime they want.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, people in my alliance can get me out whenever they want. All they've got to do is talk to the people who aren't with me, and then I'm gone. You know, it's like I was making a point that I'm relying on them 5. They're not relying on me.
Who
They're
are
not
these
my
5?
sheep,
Do you mind
I'm their
saying
sheep.
5 at all? Is it too early in the game, or can we stay these 5? Because I feel like you're talking very mysteriously, or are you not comfortable?
Oh wait, saying who I'm with?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, this is going. I mean, you know, the game changes every round.
Yeah.
But this is going based on last round and who voted with me
Okay.
in the reset.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, so you're talking
yeah,
about
so
the
everyone
reset.
except Gannon, Felix, and Brady who voted for me 4 times in 2 rounds.
All right. So are you expecting
You're
that?
welcome.
Are you expecting those people to stick? The people who helped you yesterday during the reset to save you from getting your torch snuffed again. Are you expecting them to have your back in this vote today, or are you like?
I have extremely high doubts, very high doubts that that's gonna be the case today. I think this might be my, I don't know, but who knows, like last titles are gonna be fucking crazy, but yeah, it's highly likely that I will be getting the votes again, and people that were with me yesterday won't with me today.
Heard. Thank you, Daniel. Felix.
Hi.
So, unlike everybody else in this game, since Will, you've been playing as a lone old tribe member from Leaky. So, your game is very, very different. All these faces, yeah, you might have seen them, met them in a challenge, played day 1 through 10 with them, but you've You're alone. How is this game different for you, or this merge different for you, you think, than everybody else?
Well, I feel like as far as it's concerned, I feel like unlike everyone else, I came into this merge and I hadn't had any time to relax when I was on Leaky, because it was constant game, because the game just didn't stop, because we was at tribal, and then another tribal. So I think the fact that I just didn't have a break meant that my mind was just, I was ready coming into the merge. My mind was just switched on knowing that this was going on. But it's been being the only person on Leaky, it does suck, and well, if I'm here just to make sure that Leaky doesn't become the worst tribe in Ice Survivor history now.
Now,
Because if I leave, we are officially one of, if not the worst tribe.
tell me if I'm right in saying this. Because you came from Leaky and came into the merge having already had to go to all these tribal councils, being on a dying tribe, having to strategize, having to make sure you're plan on these exiles and the votes and this and that. So you've had I'm not gonna say more experience, because Kuban did go to that one tribal, but
Yeah.
you've had the most experience actually playing the I Survivor Russia game in terms of the voting. Do you think that gives you a leg up on some of these other people who might have not been to tribal councils as much?
I don't think that gives me a leg up, because the floor of being on Leaky, that was, 9 days where I couldn't make bonds with people. Because again, the only person I had a chance to bond with is they're in Ponderosa, one of two Ponderosas pre-jury or post-jury, so I can't. All the bonds I've made with those people are gone, and they mean nothing now. So, although I've got the experience, I haven't got anyone coming into the game with me, so I don't think it's an advantage at all.
What are you basing your vote on tonight, Felix?
Just trying to stay.
Trying to stay. Valid. Miss Rachel.
Hello.
Hello. You were voted best at keeping secrets in the challenge. Do you think that's pretty spot on about yourself?
I'd say so. Like, if people tell me something personal about themselves, I'm not going to go around spreading it, so.
So are you just filled with all these secrets from all these people? How do you deal with that?
It's definitely hard. Sometimes you feel like you're being pulled in multiple directions, but you just have to make a decision and hope it's the right one.
Now, let's talk about a little bit of the storylines going on this Teplo tribe with shall we? Do you mind talking with me about that for a second?
Yeah.
We have, of course, the traditional Survivor storyline of tribe on tribe. We have Malka and Kuban and Leaky. Alright?
Barely.
Then, yeah, exactly, barely. Now, it's turned into a Ganon-Daniel war.
Yeah.
And last episode, a storyline of a Daniel, a Ganon Georgina pairing that had affected a lot of the vote last round. Georgina became a target, and it was a public thing about it, and then the fallout between whatever Daniel said at the last tribal council, etc., etc. Tell me a little bit about all of this that's been going on, the Kuban War, and then the two billionaire wars, and the quote-unquote billionaires, the billionaire war that's going on, that they were voted, and then also, like, just your own war. Like, how do you deal with this? It's like little old Rachel is, like, sitting here around all of this chaos. How are you dealing with this?
I'm not gonna lie, it's actually been really hard over the past few days, just because we started on a tribe together, and people were close, and then you kind of spread apart when there's a swap or something, so the game's changing all the time, and the relationships that you had at the beginning of the game, they're not the same anymore. So yeah, I've definitely been torn multiple times throughout this game, and it's not easy, but I mean, that's part of the game, so.
Are you basing your vote tonight on, like, what are you basing it on tonight? Loyalty, strategy. What is in the core right now?
I'm honestly just basing it on, like, what's making me feel comfortable. So, I don't know, you kind of get a feeling when you know that you're about to make the wrong decision. So, whatever makes me
Most
feel
comfortable.
at ease.
Talking about feeling comfortable, how did you feel knowing that at last tribal council, Whitney made a boo-boo, spilled some tea in which revealed your power that you won at the auction?
How does that make me feel?
Yeah, are you comfortable with that knowledge being open against, like, not your will, but without your consent?
I mean, I don't really think it matters that it's out now. I just thought it was kind of annoying that it was, like, revealed without my consent, I guess.
Were you aware that Whitney was aware?
No. Not until, like, it came out.
Okay, so now that that's out in the open, you want to state for everybody here what exactly the power you won was?
It's just that next round, the 3 people with the lowest health points are going to be battling it out, and one of them will be leaving.
Do you think knowing that and everybody else knowing that will play into tonight and what happens and why people vote the way they do?
I think it already did kind of play a part. I mean, Jessica got the snowballs thrown at her today, and I think part of that might have been with her high health points, so I definitely think people are thinking about it.
Heard. Thank you. Georgina.
Hello.
What's up? So, a lot of tension built up from the last tribal council between you and Daniel. Tell me a little bit, 24 hours later, how's everything?
I think definitely this was more like game tension, and as people, we've patched it up and it's all good. I believe in the game it's patched up and it's fine now as well. But yeah, it did suck actually. I mean, it was the worst thing to wake up to in the morning, hearing that an ally has already voted you and has put your name down.
You survived though, with only 1 or 2 votes if I'm mistaken. Then the tribal council was reset. You wasted health points going to exile just to vote and be vulnerable again. Was that eye roll worthy?
Yeah, I believe I might have eye rolled when it happened. I'm not entirely sure, but I was pretty, like, to be honest, the fact that I was the only one who even bid to go to exile that round kind of pissed me off, because I might have bid more than I had to.
Yeah.
And then coming back from that, I was just like, well, what a waste.
Well, the person to blame for that, or to give credit to, is Whitney.
Yeah.
Do you think using the Gale at that time, like, if you had the Gale, would you have used it?
It's a hard situation, really, because there's 2 ways of looking at it. You can play it and get it out of the way so you become less of a target at a time that you believe works well for you, and I guess Whitney did that one. Or there's the option of hanging on to it for when your name actually comes up. But that paints you as a big target as well, and I don't know if it's recoverable once you become such a big target. So I'm not too sure if I would have played it differently.
Heard. And now one more thing. Can you remind me what Teplo means? Because you were the one to name the tribe.
Teplo means warmth.
Teplo means warmth. Okay. On top of that, let's talk about the challenge. You were voted the friendliest player left on the Teplo tribe. Now, does being a naturally friendly person make this game more difficult for you than for other people, you think?
I think it's difficult for everyone. I don't know. I'm how I am. I'm just emotional, and I'll be friendly for as long as possible, even if like someone does wrong by me in the game. Like, honestly, after this game, it doesn't matter in my head. I will be friends with everyone, and I hope everyone knows that. That's what being friendly is in my book.
And how have you been able to balance being a friendly player, with being a winning worthy player?
I think you have to have, a bit of both. You can't, well, clearly I've been too friendly, because, I mean, that can always be painted as a social threat, and I understand if that is my big target on me. But yeah, I mean, I'd be happier getting voted out of the game because I'm too friendly than being voted out of the game because I'm like coming across as mean.
All right. Thank you, Miss Regina.
Yeah.
Mr. Gannon, are you free to talk? I know you were at dinner. I'm just
Always.
double checking.
I'm
All right, buddy.
always ready for you, Sam.
All right, buddy. So your fluke of an immunity couldn't make it happen. Couldn't make it happen twice in a row. In fact, you were the second person, if I'm not mistaken, eliminated from this challenge. And I couldn't help but see your face. You were not too happy.
Yeah, no one's happy to lose immunity. Everyone wants to win. Otherwise, what's the point of being in the game? You might as well say reactions than most people are.
You are, exactly, and you're more candid in how you felt towards other people. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this was last night or today. You might have flipped off somebody today during the
I
challenge.
did. I think I flipped off a couple of people in the last 24 hours, actually.
Yeah, I think you might have flipped off Whitney today during the challenge, but I'm not sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
I did hit her 4 times, so I suppose I can't have hard feelings if she's hitting me back.
Heard. What are you basing your vote on today, Mark Gannon? There has been this underlying war of you and Daniel.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the war, it can't just magically go away. It will end when one of you are out of this game. It's not magically, hey, we're gonna hold hands to the end. And if it is, the rest of these 8 of these people better watch out for the both of you. But on my end, the probability of that happening, slim to none. If it happens, I will be floored. But what are you basing your vote on tonight, knowing all of that? That is
Trust. That you got to trust in someone at some point. And just to talk about the Daniel thing, I think that Daniel and I, like, we have the base respect for each other now, and like I think we're battling it out in a fair and respectful environment, which I'm happy to do with you, Daniel. I love you, mate. But there's no way that I want to work with him in this game at all. And so I'm basing my vote purely on trust, purely on the people that I think that still trust me. Considering I got labelled the biggest liar, you know, I have to trust somebody or I'm going to be out of here faster than a courage through an Englishman.
Hey there, Whitney.
Hello.
Alright, so let's rewind time to last Tribal Council. Did you use the Gale because you were unhappy that Daniel got voted out? Or, I couldn't help but notice, Gannon was like, right at the end, hey Whitney, tell me a little bit about that vote, would ya? Or something like that. And you were like,
Please never do that ever again.
And then you were like, I want to restart Tribal Council. Was this more of a reaction to Gannon being like passive aggressive with you, or was it because you really
It was
did not?
definitely good timing.
Or did you just not want to see Daniel go, or was it both?
Oh, it definitely was both. I think at that point, I definitely felt like so many things played into it. I just wanted to kind of get it over with because I've been dealing with the stress of it.
Of holding on to the power itself?
Yeah, I didn't like that much. I thought that it was a good opportunity to use it, and I honestly like who was left with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
I'll say, so you have no qualms with Natalie being the Gale evictee of the game? Okay. Do you regret it at all from a strategical standpoint, or is it still like undecided? Do you feel like it hindered your game, or is it too early to tell if it's gonna help your game?
I don't think it did. I'm not sure at this point. Still, it's kind of too early to tell. Like, I don't know. I'm glad I did what I did with it. There's nothing. No regrets there, so.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna point out the big elephant in the room, Whitney. You accidentally posted some private information of yours as a public answer in Tribal Council. Some people saw it, some people didn't. It's been talked about. Do you think that is going to really affect your standing in this game, or have you spoken to people, explained yourself, and tried to fix some whatever?
Well, I feel like there's not much I can fix, but I mean, You know, like, there were certain things I apologized for, but there's certain things I won't apologize for, too.
Uh-huh.
So
do you stand by, like, most of what you said, and it's sort of like you're apologizing for having them found out that way?
right, I guess more so that was, yeah, and, like, there's some stuff, like, I didn't, like, Rachel's information I clearly did not want to spill it to everyone, and
Have you apologized
That's
to her?
like-
Are you guys okay about that?
I mean, I definitely, I told her I was sorry about that, and she wasn't, like, that wasn't her main issue or anything.
Alright, and Miss Whitney tonight, after the Gale fiasco last night, what are you basing your vote on tonight?
Just, yeah, pretty much trust, like, yeah, it's just mostly trust.
Alright guys, with that, it is time to vote. Everyone PM me the name of the person you would like to see become the 4th jury member, along with a bid. If you are bidding 0 to go to exile, let me know. And with that, Ganon is off to exile. He bid the most.
How much can these people afford? I've got some rich people this game. I bid 21 and I'm still here.
Wow.
I did 30.
Once the votes are read,
Feels
this is
just
final.
you bid 21, like this round.
I bid 21 and I still didn't go.
Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately.
Whatever it is, some guys. Hi.
First vote. Jessica. Jessica. That's 2 votes for Jessica. Felix. Felix. That's 2 votes for Jessica, 2 votes for Felix. 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 We're at 4 votes for Felix, 2 votes for Jessica. Seventh vote. Jessica. Jessica. We're tied. 4 votes for both Jessica and Felix. 1 vote left. The 12th person voted out of iSurvivor Russia. 4th member of our jury. Jessica.
What the fuck?
Sorry, Jessica, but I'm glad it's you and not me.
Wow.
Jessica, you are now joining Tanya, Will, and Natalie in the jury, and you have become the first Malka member to be voted out of the game.
I'm sorry, Jess.
You will have a say on who wins this game. Blood, sweat, and tears